So welcome to the Tuesday, May 12th, Haldane Board of Education special meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, and let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. President Clemens? Here. Vice President Valentine?
here.
Trustee McNall?
Here.
Trustee Cupper?
Here.
Trustee Clemenson?
Here.
I don't believe that we've had any changes to the agenda.
No.
Okay, great. May I have, is this a motion?
This is a motion.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the agenda as written.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. My meeting glasses out here. So just a reminder that the annual district meeting, budget vote, and trustee election will be held on Tuesday, May 19th in the elementary library of the Haldane Central School District. The polls will be open to registered voters pretty much all day from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And the Board of Ed will meet at 8 o'clock in the middle high school library. We're going to get the elementary school visit summary and detail report from Ms. Jamin and a special education update. Duffy?
Okay, so I'll keep my remarks brief tonight because we are looking forward to our middle school spring concert at 7. But I do want to take a moment to thank some people who are in the audience. So we have from CS Arch, Tom, and from Paloma Group, Mike and Dave as our interim director of facilities. And just, you know, the process of capital project, we're so excited that we're at the point tonight that we're going to be asking the board to approve the bids so that we can move forward. But just having a seat next to the three of you in terms of the thoroughness of the process, just your openness to answer our questions and just really collaborate and be a team member has just been so important to the process, but also helps us better know that we're in a really good spot moving forward. And Dave actually had the chance, you'll hear a bit more about the qualification process. He actually had the chance to sit at the Paloma Group and meet each bidder and hear questions and ask questions and, you know, really much be part of the process, which is so appreciated. So hats off to the three of you. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you. You are the favorite.
I told you. Now it's all about collaboration and relationships because we're going to have a lot that we're going to unpack and great things and some things we'll have some snafus along the way. So I'm grateful to be able to get to know you all and learn from you as we go to.
Thanks.
So now we have our first communication from the public. This is on special presentation and agenda items, which we don't really have much on now.
Right.
But I'm going to go ahead and read it just in case anyone wanted to stand up. The Haldane Board of Education desires and values input from the community. And this first public comment session is reserved for comments on any special presentations or active agenda items. Please state your name and give your name to our district clerk, Megan Shields, for the record. Please keep your remarks to 3 minutes or less. Disparaging remarks and discussion of district personnel are strongly discouraged. Although we do not engage in dialogue, we are listening. Anybody? Okay. So now we're moving into new businesses, which is going to be approving these bids. And we're going to have a chance to hear a little bit about the bids.
Yes,
Okay,
that
was the big. Okay.
Yes. So I will invite up to the podium, Mike, if you feel like standing up this way, that way it's easier to hear. Just be good for the board and the community to briefly understand the process that we've gone through in terms of bidding, the qualifications, and anything else that we think might be relevant before the board asks a couple of questions.
Okay, just to review the bid process, this was a public bid advertised in all the trade magazines for this type of work. We had over 30 plan holders. Our research showed that that was by far and above all of the other bids that we were competing with. By competing with, I mean time as well as the scope of work that we're putting forth. That's a very good indication early on that there's interest in this work. So we felt very confident about the timing of going out at this time of year. The bids had several addendum, mostly because it was driven by the potential bidders, their questions, their RFIs, and our responses to those warranted 7 addenda to further clarify the bids. When the bids finally came in, we had a very good sample. We came in on budget, and through the qualification process, we actually had to dispose of two bidders. One was voluntarily, and the other we didn't dispose of, but we had to do further research for. So I think it was a very healthy, vibrant bidding process, including the qualifications. So we settled on the contractors that are before you. I'm not sure if you want me to go into each individual, or if you have questions to start.
It'd be nice to name them, I think, just to start, and then I think we can come up with the questions that we have.
Okay, sure. For the GC, we have Nerzia Construction Corporation. Their bid is $8,520,044. Nerzia Construction, we have a lot of experience with. In leading up to the bid, I was in touch with their owner. They had a lot of desire to win the work. They said they were working hard to win the project, and fortunately they did. Then we have the Precision Group, who's the mechanical contractor. At first, we thought the Precision Group may not be up to par, but with further investigation, calling their references, and having a second interview, we felt comfortable enough to recommend them. Then we move on to the electrical construction, and that was is it listed?
LBF.
Yeah, there we go. The electrical contractor we saw had taken the bid apart pretty well. They answered our questions well. They had a lot of good ideas on schedule and how to compress that schedule. And on plumbing, we have TM Contracting. TM Contracting is a local contractor from Chester. He was our second choice, the second lowest for the plumbing project. $8,000 spread him and the actual low bidder. And in our interview, we found out the low bidder had missed an entire section of the project. So we felt pretty comfortable with their numbers. The theatrical bid, we decided to go with the base portion of that bid, and Jansen, who we've worked with before, was the successful bidder there.
Thank you.
Site.
Oh, site. I'm sorry. Yeah, the site contractor. The site contractor actually had probably the biggest challenge to bidding. That was really reflected the biggest change in the work when we sat down with them. Cerrone Mario, the owner, he basically interviewed us and said, "Let me just lay the project out. Let me tell you how I feel about it, and you can tell me if I'm right." And he was right on all the points. I felt very good about the schedule.
When you say that the Precision Group, at first you didn't feel like that they were necessarily qualified enough, and you had to go back. That is because they were the lowest bidder, and you were doing your due diligence, or
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And there was a big difference. We wanted to make sure that we felt they were good. There was kind of a pretty good distance between him and the second one.
Right.
So we just wanted to make sure he didn't miss anything.
Great.
He was strong enough to. That's good work.
Probably the least local of all countries
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's nice that we got such a great grouping locally.
That's what I was going to ask. You were just talking about the theatrical construction, right? And they're based in Ohio. So, but they have that's not a concern that they have an office here or something.
I'm sorry.
The theatrical construction contract is awarded to
Jansen.
yes, and they're in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, there's about 3, Tom, maybe 4 theatrical
Yeah.
companies that could really do this kind of work in the country.
Okay.
One on the East Coast, Jansen is coming, actually down to Rockland County now
Okay,
for me.
got it.
Yeah, it's a pretty specialized type of work, so you see a lot of national players that do work all over the country, and they're set up.
I'm unfamiliar with the term. What is theatrical construction?
So that's where, we have the stage set up in the.
So it is actually theater. Okay, just
It's the
Okay.
lights.
Yeah.
they're in the big edition. Okay. Wasn't 100% sure that it actually meant theater, that it might have been a different use of the word. Yeah, but good. Thanks.
I'm just gonna do so everything's prevailing wage, right? So then,
That's right.
so lowest reasonable bidder always has to be prevailing wage anyway. On most contractors are working with union guys, working with union guys. What's that breakdown?
There's one contractor that's a union contractor in the city.
Okay.
That's Precision, and outside he's not. They're all prevailing wage. There are no union contractors that we recommend.
It might be helpful to explain to Michelle why the theatrical lighting and electrical was outside of the scope and why that's a second bid, because she hasn't been part of the OACM meetings.
I don't really know the history, Tom. You probably know the history.
And I can't really see sorry. Virtual is
Oh.
always a little tricky, right? So the idea is that we had that there may well be somebody better able to speak to this than I am, but Michelle, for the multi-purpose, the multi-purpose student center, right? There's going to be that small stage by the windows, and was a desire to really set it up so that there could be, some kinds of performances there, not full theatrical like plays, but certainly performances. And there was a rationale for sort of separating that out from some of the other bids. If I'm misspeaking, I hope somebody will correct me.
That it's really like a specialized.
Yeah, you're correct. Not only is it a very specialized, so if it were to be put under a GC, you'd pay the upcharge for the GC to carry that. The other is, we're always concerned about the bid overall. And it's certainly something that if we had to sacrifice it initially, the district could do it at a later date, or we could even do it if we were successful in the second phase of the work. And you see that also we had some alternates as part of the electrical contract that related to the theatrical piece. So it was the framework of it, and then we're adding all the connectivity by those alternates. Now, fortunately, we are on budget, so you're going to have all that connectivity from day one. So really, there was several, kind of decisions that were made relative to why we kind of split that off.
Thank you.
Well, it is encouraging. The last time we had we did a much smaller capital project. We struggled in some ways to get a significant number of bidders, and we were hungry for a little bit more competition. So it's nice. I know the scale and the scope and the kind of the end result being what it is. I think there's probably a lot more interest to sort of come out and participate and bring this project to fruition. So that's
I think contractors, they're able to look at what the project is, not just say, well, it's a $10 million project. They're able to actually look at what it does for the district. I think there was a lot of interest because of what it's doing.
Yeah, the timing matters too. You're right. The timing of the bid matters, because a lot of these guys are looking just to fill their workload for the summer.
Yeah.
And this is really the time to do it.
Any other questions before we move on?
Oh, I do have a couple of questions. Sorry. So, so then it sounds like that all the theatrical work that it did come in within the budget, right? And it is part of what we're moving forward with. Am I understanding that correctly?
It's not all of it.
No, we're accepting the base bid, just the
Yes,
base bid.
kind of like the infrastructure, if you will.
That's right. The infrastructure for it. Yes. But that's the part that we had set out as the alternatives.
That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
That's great. So that's good. Thank you for fixing that. And then all of this, everything came in right. And I apologize for not being able to quickly add up all the separate bids and think about what this was supposed to be separately, but you said it came in within budget? Is it right at budget? Is it slightly under? Is it right where we plan to be?
The budget was $14,700,000.
Okay, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
14.
You did the math?
Yeah.
Nice.
14,730.
That's great. Excellent.
Oh, well done.
Okay. Megan, are we approving all these tonight?
We are.
Okay.
Did you have anything more, Peggy, or?
Nope,
Peggy,
that
did you
was
have one
it.
question?
Okay. Yeah, so we are gonna go through each one.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and so we take the recommended action first, Maggie, and then ask for the motion.
Great. So number 2 is approval to award the capital referendum for site construction to is it Cerrone or Cerrone? Cerrone Construction. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby awards the capital referendum 2024 Phase 1A site construction contract to Cerrone Construction, 14 Fields Lane in Brewster, New York, in the amount of $1,822,126.32 and authorizes the superintendent to sign the contract on behalf of the district.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Okay, next is the general construction contract. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby awards the capital referendum 2024 Phase 1A general construction contract to Nerzia Construction Corporation, 1348 Route 52 in Fishkill, New York, in the amount of $8,520,044 and authorizes the superintendent to sign the contract on behalf of the district.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Next is mechanical construction. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby awards the capital referendum 2024 Phase 1A mechanical construction contract to Precision Group NYC Inc., 632 City Island Ave, Bronx, New York, in the amount of $2,537,800 and authorizes the superintendent to sign the contract on behalf of the district.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Next is the electrical construction. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby awards the capital referendum 2024 Phase 1A electrical construction contract to LBS 2020 LLC, 25 Windy Hill Road, New Windsor, New York, in the amount of $1,290,800 and authorizes the superintendent to sign the contract on behalf of the district.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next is plumbing. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby awards the capital referendum 2024 Phase 1A plumbing construction contract to TM Contracting of Orange County, Inc., 1661 Route 17M in Chester, New York, in the amount of $486,000 and authorizes the superintendent to sign the contract on behalf of the district.
And may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And finally,
Theatrical construction. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby awards the capital referendum 2024 Phase 1A theatrical construction contract to Janssen Industries, 1200 Garfield Avenue Southwest, Canton, Ohio, in the amount of $80,300 and authorizes the superintendent to sign the contract on behalf of the district.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Any more communication in the public?
Swooped in.
Board reflections.
Thank you for putting the meeting together, making it so efficient. Thank you for joining us, Peggy. I appreciate it from Texas. Hope everything's okay. Look forward to one more week until the vote, budget, and for Peggy's sunset as well.
I appreciate the work team. Also, just obviously we're in, massive amounts of planning goes into this. So thank you so much for all your guys' work. Looking forward to seeing these significant changes, for our students. And I know that this is a huge commitment by our community. We don't take it lightly, and we're really, really looking forward to what we can produce. So thank you.
I'm just excited as well to finally get started. All these years with Tom and in the days of talking about 6 tennis courts. It was one of the first meetings, right? But it's exciting, and I hope may we be blessed with as few change orders as possible. Great. Right? I mean,
May inflation become stats.
so many things. Yes. So thank you, and yeah. Dr. Duffy?
Did Peggy want to say anything before?
I just really briefly, I want to thank Dr. Duffy and Catherine and Megan and everyone in the district, as well as Dave, as well as our partners on the project. This is huge. It's really exciting. I'm sorry I'm not there.
Wonderful. And I'll echo my thank yous and congratulations to us for getting to this next phase. There's still a lot to do, but looking forward to, as Ezra said it so nicely, how this will impact our students moving forward. So it feels great to be at this point. And now we're off to, for those who are interested, we have a wonderful middle school concert right downstairs starting at 7 p.m. So looking forward to that. And then we have elementary concert Thursday night. That's it for concerts, I think, this week, but 'tis the season of music. So looking forward to it.
Great. All right, I make a motion to move to close. Great, all right. Okay.